There's others that feel they can do it a different way, and you got to respect that. There's others that think they can do it better. You got to respect that. But I think we've done it the pragmatic way a couple of times, and it also hasn't worked. We've done it the percentage football way, and it also hasn't worked. Let's give this a bit of time before you cast judgment. I said a few months ago, maybe, I said it's not an obsession, it's a dream. But how I see football, how I feel the game, fortunately, is how this club feels the game and how this club, and we will continue with this dream and we will win the Champions League. But it might not be this season, of course. It might not be next season, but eventually we'll win the Champions League. And we will win it playing the way the club, its supporters, its culture.
I've heard many great speeches in my life. I've heard, I have a dream. I have heard, I am an African. Today, I heard another one. Rulani Mokwena. That was a managerial speech, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. That was a speech to pick up the troops after a battle not won. What a speech that was. It is not an obsession. It is a dream. We might not win it this season. We might not win it even the next, but someday, playing the way that we play with the supporters that like us playing that way, we will win the Champions League. Oh, man. Oh, man. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. There was Rulani Mokwena, the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns. 12 after the hour, 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. A Sports Not Amplified with Andile. We come in with the blessings of the golden velvet voice of Sechaba on the touchdown. They do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6. It's a Monday. And the whole of Saturday and Sunday, I had to really look at the tweets, because if somebody on a Saturday is tweeting Sports Not Amplified with Andile and saying, Andile, come Monday, please give us our time to talk. Ish. Please, let's take the calls at 6:45. If somebody on a Sunday is sitting at their house with us nowhere near the radio and saying, Mazola, Andile and the principal, please, on Monday at 6:45, as it is usual, may we please come on the air. That is our time. We have to do it. So regardless of what's happening at 6:45, we'll be taking your calls on 086 000 2160, WhatsApp on 060 552 7303. There's a lot to get through in this hour. Champions League, Sundowns crash out. We've got Marumo Gallants that crash out. We're going to be speaking, Mazola and I, during the interview, top of the hour, which is in a couple of seconds now, with chairman out at Marumo Gallants. They were relegated. But there's a huge question mark over a game that was playing for relegation that a lot of people are saying, hey, what went on there? So we'll get into all of that. What do you have in the news? Mazola Malefe is with me from now till the end of the show. My co-hosts on a Monday, we call them the three not-so-wise men, because we're not always that wise. Mazola, what do you have?
Of course, we've got coach's reaction. Top of that reaction is Coach Zwane. We reported last week that, the hierarchy, were 50-50, perhaps maybe less so in terms of contemplating a replacement. The coach was asked in a post-match presser after the Cape Town City game, point blank, do you think you will be here next season? So we've got that audio of him reacting to that question. And another big story, we know it's silly season now. Players are going to come and go. Cape Town City are holding on to their Golden Boot winner. Well, should I say joint Golden Boot winner.
And Chiefs are letting go of a player that's been...
And Chiefs are letting go of Eric Matoho, a player that's been there for 11 years.
Let's hold it there. I want to know that story when we come back. The principal, what do you have for us?
We'll look into Sundowns Maritzburg. One player should not have finished the game in that match. For the same thing that Allende and Mayema did in Morocco. We'll also look into... you're saying Chiefs are getting red cards? Yes.
Well, they're not getting red cards, but teams that play against them get red cards.
Yes.
And I
they're
didn't
getting
say
red cards in their favor.
I don't know why you're saying you say. I didn't say that.
Yeah. So now we'll look into those red cards, whether they are legit or not. So
Chiefs getting,
teams playing Chiefs
getting red cards. You're going to look into whether they legit red cards.
Because they finished another game
with a red card against Cape Town City.
Cape Town City had 10 men by the end of the game. So
some people say, they are legitimate or not. The law will take.
How many is it? How many is it that teams playing Chiefs have gotten? Did we count 11?
We counted 11 the last time. Now it should be
12
around
now.
12 now.
Because of Dupree.
It plays out like a movie. Marumo Gallants come into this league. They're absolutely fantastic in the CAF Confederations Cup and how they conducted themselves. They get to the semi-finals. They lose, very narrowly, especially compared to how they've been playing all along. And they crash out of that in the same week, of course. Then they have to save their status playing in the DSTV Premiership. They lose that as well. Dr. Abram now joins us on the line. He is chairperson, of course, of Marumo Gallants. Dr. Abram, thank you so much for joining us. I've got Mazola Molefe as well as Victor Zwane with us. Welcome to the Three Not So Wise Men on Sports That Amplified with Andile.
Thank you, Andile. Thank you. Good evening, all the listeners.
I don't know whether to begin this show by saying I'm terribly sorry for what's happened or, say hard luck or what, but what is the thinking process? Have you been able to process it? Have you been able to think about what's happened?
Yeah, it's both. Whatever end you come about, it suits. But I think we accept it as it is, and then we're going to pick up all the broken pieces and we move on and see how we can recoup and get back to the mainstream.
What does that mean, we move on? You take your defeat, you go to the NFD, you try come back again. Do you say, no, I don't like to be down there anymore. I want to be up here, so I'm going to make another plan. How's it going to all work out?
It is football. When you get into football, you expect the results. It's either they become negative or positive or neutral, which is a draw. So we happen to be in that situation. And one thing for sure, which our football lovers must know, is we chose football. Football didn't choose us. So we were in for that, and we have to start exactly where we started with the club and then move on and make sure that we're not going to run away. Believe me, we are in for it, and we're going to do everything possible to be like any other club which went through this kind of crisis.
Where do you put, when you look at the season, when you say, hey, this is perhaps where we could have gotten it wrong, where do you think it went wrong for Marumo Gallants?
Yeah, I think there's multiple factors. We traveled a lot, both through Africa and even in South Africa. And also, it takes a toll on every human being. You move around, and then at the end of the day, is you expect this and you get the other way around. And sometimes mood floats. You win, you're excited to come, you lose this one while you're still at the bottom part, then you have to go through that. But the interval of the games as well was very unfavorable as well. But, each and everything is scheduled. You have to run according to that. That's why I say we chose football. Football didn't choose us.
Chairman, it's Mazola here. It's no secret that obviously, like you're saying, it's taken its toll on you traveling on the continent. But in terms of the costs, how much, give or take, when you recoup and reconcile, how much did you spend on this entire CAF Confederation Cup campaign?
I don't want to lie to our nation. We spent quite a lot of money. The worst turning point is where we went through the Ramadan month in Benghazi and all those kind of things. I don't want to go back to the history. We spent quite a lot of money above our budget, not any other board, not comparing ourselves to anybody else. For our level, it was quite a lot of money.
Do you have a figure, Chairman?
At least we managed.
500 rands, 10,000?
I don't want to specify the rands because most of the football clubs went through the same route. I don't want to come here and
okay, tell me if I'm wrong or right. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. I heard that you spent close to 20 million rands, between 18 and 20 million rands in your campaign. Is this true?
Whatever truth it could be, the issue is we spend quite a lot of money, more than what we expect, because at some stage we had to work against all odds to go into countries which there were no flights. We had to organize all those things, which cost us extra what is supposed to be cost us. So it was quite a lot of money. I think, bear with me, not to declare how many millions and all those things. I will irritate most people who administer football.
Chairman, but would you say more than the prize money, so to speak, that you got for reaching the semis?
Yes, it's more than the prize money got.
So that's give or take 12, 15 million upward?
I would like to be cornered, but it's more than what we expect. Starting from the first game we had, running to and fro and going to some countries twice and in against all odds, and we had to honor the fixture. It was most unpalatable situation, but we are soldiers. We have to soldier on, and we had to make sure that it happens. We can't disappoint our South African football lovers. We can't disappoint the fixture for Cape. We can't disappoint our own league here. We say we are soldiers, we are on, and we're going to fulfill it. And we did, and we are proud of that.
But, I mean, let's be a little bit honest here, Chen. I know it's always a difficult thing when you're speaking about money, but there were some challenges with money, even, flowing out to maybe the players. And, we heard of them not perhaps wanting to train at some point and hosting mini strikes, etc., etc. That surely played into this a little bit, particularly with the last couple of games left.
No, it was not a challenge about money, so it was about the challenge of arrangement. Remember, what we said, it was about the pre-arranged situation of bonus of where we're going to end, or as well we're going to be in the final, this is what we're going to get, please sign here that we're going to get this type of bonus. So it was not to say we had challenges in mind. We never had that. That one I can guarantee you.
And lastly, Che, before I do let you go, there's been a lot of talk about the last day of games, the different games that we're playing, particularly watching, Farouk Kadodia did come onto the show, representing, of course, as the chairman of Maritzburg United, saying that he'll be watching your game, he'll be watching the cheaper game because he wants to make sure that everything is above board. Have you had a chance to watch all the games and you satisfied that you have been relegated on your merit?
I watched all the game, but remember, I'm a chairman. I'm not the referee. I'm not an assistant. I'm not an analyzer. I'm satisfied with what my colleagues or my officials are officiating on. I'm accepting the result. And in football, if you're a type of a person who don't accept the results, where are you going to live in the world of football? Accept what the officials are saying to you. Go back. Try again. Next time, this time is your turn. The next time somebody's turn. We won so many finals. We were in them so many finals. We beat very big teams, rich teams, poor teams, big teams in Africa, more than 70 years old. And we never complain when we beat them. But we complain when they beat us. It can't be. So far, we've seen them. I can't analyze. I can't officiate. But I'm saying accept the results.
Che, we wish you the best of luck, and it would be nice to see you in the next coming seasons back in the DStv Premiership. Well done for an amazing run in the CAF Confederations Cup, and we wish you the best moving forward.
Yeah, thank you. We need more than luck, and we need more wishes, like you say, and we'll appreciate the support we got. And thanks for everybody who supported us, those who are also in trouble with us as well. We appreciate your support. We love you. We are still there. You might have just had the downfall for now. We'll pick it up and come back to where we're supposed to be.
Thank you so much. That is Chairman of Marumo Gallants, relegated from the DStv Premiership, taking it on the chin. We're football people, and that's what football is. 25 after the hour 6. When we come back, Eric Matoho to leave Kaizer Chiefs.
We don't play games. We wrote the game. Metro FM. It's where you're at.
Bapamisa ko le kenang kara date ni bolenta dia le kana dintlha mo mamedi ba hlabantlha ka mane Wydad Casablanca
dice correteye Sundowns pone come tira box sana ta Larina Boraya Omlord 1-1
Andile ka bora box ki chal kar kawadi kom karago Sundowns ko makhapa kana go bora ki tabulu Pita salulile Erwana batla drenka na puria ikukela kwa rietene tu osege Wydad Casablanca balagala kanchanino Khaka ya masalo mabi iphatla ka lephego Eba taba ya khame moskepeng sa Mamelodi Sundowns Muthobi Mbala o tjano balakala ka ntshadino Wydad Casablanca Muthobi Mbala o nushaka dinontsha gabo eba khaka masalo mabi
Hey man, Mthobi Mbala must be one of the, I'm sure he's still sleeping.
Ish.
It can't be an easy thing to wake up from that.
No.
It can't be an easy thing. Let's get some coaches' reactions before we go, of course, to Mazolo Molefe with the big stories. Kaizer Mayo's on the stories, Arthur Zwane, as well as Eric Matoho on leaving Kaizer Chiefs. We'll get to all of those in just a bit. But firstly, here's what the coaches had to say. Starting off with Arthur Zwane saying, I'm not the only coach that struggled in the first season.
I'm a believer, I'm a hard worker. If there's one thing that football taught me is never be in the game if you don't have a big heart. Football, you develop a thick skin. I'm not the first one that has been in this situation. I've seen coaches, maybe struggle in their first season, then they come up different in the following season.
Arthur, spot on. It happens. It happens to the best of coaches. Remember Ruud Krol? What he did in his first 2 seasons versus the last one. Do you remember Peter Msimane in his first season?
That's
I could
true.
go on. There's a lot of coaches that have gone on to do great things after the first one. I am glad that Arthur's changed his tune, though, because just a week ago, Arthur was saying, this has been the best Chiefs in 3 years.
Yeah, it's one of the stories that we're looking at in terms of his reaction from that post-match press conference, because he did admit, that from a Kaizer
No, you can
Chiefs
admit, it's fine.
from a Kaizer Chiefs point of view,
Let's go to Raymond Mtaga. Of course, after his team was relegated, Marumo Gallen's coach.
Much as coaches, we need to look into where did we go wrong and what happened. But the sad part of it is just we lost in a situation where we had to lose the status in the PSL, and we're very sad about that. Very, very sad. It's very difficult for any other. We never expected it at all.
Marumo Gallen's going down. Are they the most deserving team to go down? Perhaps. When you look at how many games they've won, how many goals they've conceded, holistically, perhaps they just didn't do enough. It's 29 after the hour 6. Mazola, what's big in the news?
We'll come back to that Arthur Zwane story, his reaction from the presser. But top of the news is Eric Matoho. Eric Matoho has been at Kaizer Chiefs for 11 years, signed from the now defunct Bloemfontein Celtic when coach Stuart Baxter took his first spell at Kaizer Chiefs, and went on in 3 years that he was there to win 2 league titles. Tawa and Morgan Gould, you remember, as well as Tifo Mashamaite being the 3 centre-backs who were pivotal to the success of the Englishman at the time. But his agent, Bashir Michael, has confirmed that they've gone their separate ways. Tawa was in the final few months of his contract. Now it's about searching for an opportunity to play. And I quote from what the agent said, that Eric probably still has 3 or more years to play, and he wanted to leave Kaizer Chiefs so that he can finish his career as a player that's on the pitch regularly instead of finishing the career in the stands. If you look at the statistics this season, Eric has only featured just once for Kaizer Chiefs. He was on the bench against Cape Town City over the weekend when they lost 1-0 in the final game of the campaign, but did not come off the bench. A lot of the fans were hoping that Tawa would
33 years old as a defender. He's still got a couple of years to play.
He's still got a couple. I mean, look at Tyson flourishing. That's one example that you could use, that he left Orlando Pirates after having a bit of a difficult time since joining the Buccaneers. Gavin Hunt picked him up, dusted him off, so to speak. And Tyson was one of the best defenders in the league this season in a campaign that's SuperSport will look back at as satisfactory. Second story, we move on to Kaizer Mayo. It's only a few weeks ago that we were debating
what a boy.
The future of Kaizer Mayo, but then it was confirmed that City had triggered the option to extend his contract by 2 more years. But they've gone a step further, Andile. They've decided to add 3 more years, which I would believe that it's quite a lucrative deal for Kaizer in this instance, who's not short of suitors. Reports have linked him to your Kaizer Chiefs, linked him to Mamelodi Sundowns, but the 24-year-old has decided to stay put. And hear this, the length of the contract now, if you add the option that was triggered, is 5 years. If you look at
he's got 5 more years.
5 more
with
years
Cape Town City, which increases his price if anybody's to buy him.
Exactly. So I think this is again John Committee's being savvy, in the way that he deals with transfers. If Kaizer is going to leave, he's going to leave Cape Town City for a big figure. So let's see. He's finished joint top goal scorer alongside Peter Shalulile with 12. Although Peter had already played his last game a few days earlier, Patrick couldn't get on the score sheet against. Kaizer, not Patrick. Patrick is his dad, who was also a striker.
It's okay today. It's not Englishing. It's not naming. It's okay, Mazol. What's next?
Okay, the next one, Andile. Hopefully, my English is on point here. It's Coach Arthur Zwane. We've spoken a lot about him. Touched about Coach Arthur at the top of the show with regards to what previous coaches, his predecessors, or even coaches elsewhere have come back stronger in their second season. And he talks about the future of Kaizer Chiefs in terms of assessing what the squad needs.
This is a season that we've learned a lot out of it in terms of bringing in players and also releasing certain players. We've learned a lot out of it, and as much as there were negatives, but also there were a lot of positives that can help us, moving forward. We will see whom we bring on board to come and help the team.
Let's wrap it up, Andile. My English data band.
So basically, hold on. Let me understand. So Arthur is speaking as somebody who has been assured of.
I wouldn't say that. Obviously, the press conference was a lot longer than just the few clips that we've played. He was asked directly by a colleague of mine, Sazi Hadebe from the Sunday Times, if he can give us in the presser guarantees that he will be the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs next season. He did not answer the question. That is my opinion. I mean, even if you listen to the clips, he does not answer the question. He does not say, yes, I will be here next season. He, in a roundabout way, goes to say, I've seen, coaches struggle in their first season only to improve in the second season, which then suggests maybe he is saying that he will be there next season. But, as far as a direct answer is concerned, he did not give a direct answer with regards to his Kaizer Chiefs future. But the way he's speaking, it sounds like he is having conversations with management around the arrivals ahead of the 2023-24 season.
All right. What's your last one?
Yeah, as I was saying, as we wrap it up, the final story is still with Kaizer Chiefs, a key player for them this season in Ashley Dupree. We did see that horrendous challenge by Tariq Phillies. Dupree did try to carry on. As we know, Phillies was sent off. Dupree tried to carry on, but after a few minutes was subbed and therefore had to be rushed to hospital with what Chiefs media officer Vinama Posa said is a suspected fracture of the leg, which, if confirmed to be true by the x-rays, could rule the player out for quite some time. Even perhaps going into the new season, he might not be ready. But we wait for the medical results and the x-rays from the club to confirm the extent of Ashley Dupree's injury.
Yeah, no, it looked bad. And Karma Billiard comes on, plays how many minutes?
Less than 5.
I think it was 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then is subbed because of an injury.
Then
he's just come back from how long of an injury?
The last time Kama played was the Soweto Derby in October, just before the World Cup. He's been struggling with a groin injury. Comes back. The coach says we had been trying to build Kama up for the Orlando Pirates game in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup, but he couldn't make it. Therefore, they decided to put him on, only because they were short of strikers. The coach says we wouldn't have put him on, but with Ashley out and we don't have enough players on the bench, we put Kama on. Lasted 4 minutes. Also rushed to hospital alongside Ashley for an x-ray to also reveal the extent of that injury. And remember, the important thing here is that Kama Billiard also, his contract comes to an end.
He's currently negotiations for his contract.
He's trying to renegotiate a new contract, and it's, if you are injured, and that hurts those chances, and in terms of the package as well.
Let's take a break. When we come back, the principal is sitting with us. Principal, utewe nzani konje?
Sishaya labantu bathola ama red card. Sekunomunye mazola somfakile.
Who?
I have another one. Felix.
Okay.
Lower Cape Town City. But there's another one with Sundowns. If there was VAR, he was not supposed to finish the match.
The match against what?
Against
Maritzburg. Okay.
Maritzburg, yes.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, Victor Zwane then takes his place as the principal. It's the weekend that was on the mighty Metro FM. Sports Not Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube. We know that the week is all wrapped up. Sundowns won it. They got knocked out of the Champions League. Marumo knocked out of the Champions League and relegated from the DStv Premiership. But if you go abroad as well, there's some action there. Real Madrid, hey, what a thing that was. Vinicius Jr. racially abused, gets a red card, kicked out of that game. You've got Man City, who won it without even playing. Chelsea, who shouldn't be playing football. Man United still fighting. I think we've got top 4 now, yeah? Surely we've got top 4 now. I didn't quite look into that league because we were so busy with our own. But Man City winning it again, so much that happened as far as football is concerned. But you can throw in anything, any sport over the weekend, anything you want to talk about. A lot of you raising eyebrows and saying, hey, did you watch that Golden Arrows game? I did. But, I understood, teams trying to be safe. I don't know. You make of it what you did. Let's
start with the good news. Abongile Tom is in Argentina now for World Cup Under 20, which is good news for South Africa. This is Africa Month. So a South African
Referee of the Year nominee.
A Referee of the Year nominee. An African is there. A South African is there. An Angolan is there. There's one from Sao Tome. I don't know what do we call someone who comes from Sao Tome. Is Sao Tomian? Oh.
Sao Tominese.
Sao Tominese. Someone who come from Mauritania was the fourth official, Mauritanian. I think this one I got it right. So now Abongile Tom is doing well for the country, and then we are happy about that. Coming to the games on the weekend. Let's start with the Tuesday one. Sundowns Maritzburg. Bongani Zungu on the 36th minute, he went in with starts on the Maritzburg player. That starts is the same way as what Allende did, as what Maelma did in Morocco. So that is serious foul play. Unfortunately, the referees gave him a yellow card. But when we look at it from the other angle, we could see that this is the stats that we use. Point of contact, so that is serious foul play. A red card should have been issued. We go again to Chiefs, Cape Town Spurs, Cape Town City. Here, a red card was issued to Felix for same offense, serious foul play, which was very good. And then we also look at the game on the weekend. Some people are saying someone from Wydad should have been sent off when he pulled off.
Peter
Shalulile.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at it because they're talking of Dogso. There's Spa and Dogso. Spa as in stopping a promising attack. Dogso ends in denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. When you look at that situation, there was a player close by who could have marked because for Dogso is DDDC. So D, which was key, was location and number of defenders. So there was a defender on the proximity who could have covered. That's why red card was not issued in that incident. We also applaud the referees when they dealt with the head injury on that match. There was one player who played the whole match with a bandage all over.
Why were they bandaging his face?
I don't know. And the bandages were blue and white. It didn't look good. It looked like a ghost on the field. But the way the referee handled the situation was very good because he stopped the game, called the paramedics to deal with the situation. So that was very good from the refereeing side.
Well, I guess then your referees, especially on a day like yesterday or Saturday rather, when you're looking at last day, when you're looking at the games, that are so important, are you happy with how they handled last game day?
Yeah, if you heard the chairman of Marumo Galant, he said that he's not complaining about the referees. He's out. He accepted defeat with dignity. That's what we call FIFA fair play.
This entire season, has he ever been critical of the referees?
No. When they do bad,
you don't say.
No. We say that we got it wrong. But on this weekend, we need to applaud the referees. Mazola, here you need to agree with me. There's no team that is complaining about referees. And
I really don't have much this weekend.
You have nothing.
Yeah.
But
true. The decisions were good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to take your voice notes now on 060-552-7303. On the back of that, taking your calls on 086-000-2160. It's the weekend that was.
Sure, Andile. Andile, what a weekend it was, Boswara. But I'm not happy because Sundowns. What they say, Lani Casablanca, Agaserata. Another thing, Andile, Mvala, he was making a lot of mistakes. If you can see all those goals, what the mistakes from Diamond. Next season, watch out, Mvala. I'm so much disappointed. Kauri lose that calf, really more high. Come out to the about like that, Andile. Marumo Galant, bad luck for them. But the next season, maybe they will come back. Good show, Andile. Pitora CBD.
Evening, Miss Andile. Yes, Perchon du Sanj from Duval. Yeah. Concerning the coach's speech, Rulani Mokwena, I agree with him completely. But I think it's more mental challenge that we have as a nation when playing those kind of games. Yeah, I think, Mamelodi Sundowns had the game. in hand to win, but unfortunately, experience and a presence of mind wasn't in the moment, the crucial moment. Yeah, big up Joshua.
Brandile bona ke Peter Mochieng from Tembisa ne ai mazola braya ka no today se ya lo masgo mara le wena se lome peke ya butu ka o se lome o se robe bona it's said about Matho or o tlogela Chiefs wa bona but anyway ke life ke mo wishetsa all the best in his career gore a create team ile gore re tla mmerekisa sharp me bra Peter from Tembisa.
Thank you, Peter.
Andile. My name is Radzilani.
Hey, Radzilani.
I want to congratulate Mamelodi Sundowns first. Yeah. The second issue, Kia Arthur Zwane. Arthur Zwane is not a good coach for Chiefs. Serious, Majita. Are very sone. Arthur Zwane una le favoritism. Matono wa tsamaya. And re tla ba le bothata. O dlalisa bongezana. Ake hani ngezana ke gale ali da ngezana. Ke gale. Re feel ka bongezana bona ba di favoritism za Asazwane.
All right, let's take one more. Actually, let's take a couple more. Let the people talk.
Good evening, Andile and the studio crew. I'm totally taken aback by Rulani's grandiloquent speech. They've been booted out of CAF Champions League in front of their fanatic fans.
Please start that again. Hold on. I think Mazola spell it more voice note to me. Please play it again.
Good evening, Andile and the studio crew. I'm totally taken aback by Rulani's grandiloquent speech. They've been booted out of CAF Champions League.
Guys. No.
What was that?
Timmy phone last Steve Compela.
Spendelacon. No, last time. What is that? Please, have your phone. Let's Google it. Play.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Good evening, Andile and the studio crew. I'm totally taken aback by Rulani's grandiloquent speech. They've been booted out of CAF Champions League in front of their fanatic fans. His post-match remarks is just half-baked excuse meant to safeguard his impending relegation, if not demotion. Mal wrote to witness Mpatlele, Timbiza.
Yo. Hold on. I can't find it.
I can't find it. I don't know how to spell it.
I can tell you that people from Sao Tome are Sao Tomian, but Spendulokon. Somebody help, please.
Somebody
Where's
please
Faith?
help us.
This is
What is Spendulokon, Faith?
What is Spendulokon?
This is contra bonus moresm. It's against the moral of the society.
English, I'm a referee.
This one.
All right, play another one before we take the calls. I see I'm going to go to Benzo, then we're going to go to Gabrielle, then I see Mandla, Sianda, Gabrielle. Yep.
Andile and the team there, the three not so wise men. Are you speaking to Mishak all the way from Proteat Land? Yeah, the weekend that was. Andile, as a proud sci-fi fan, I'm just happy that my team not only survived the playoffs and the embarrassment of being relegated, but we managed to be in the top 8. From a team that was practically number 14, 15, almost all this first half and second half of the season. We managed to be in the top 8. So, yeah, I'm very happy for Amasai Swai.
All right, let's go to Benzo. Benzo is out in Palm Ridge. Benzo.
Good evening, Andile. Good evening, Mazola. Good evening.
Good evening, Benzo.
Hey.
Can you please educate us, guys? In terms of CAF, does CAF cater for traveling costs? Say like teams that are playing group stage. Does CAF cater for that, or teams must sort themselves out until the last game of like the season, and then CAF is gonna give them the money? Because I'm like shocked how did Baromo lose money while CAF is giving them traveling money? So I thought CAF was giving them that money, but now it seems like they made a loss. So can you please guys educate us once and for all?
Thank you so much, Benzo. I appreciate it.
So the breakdown is in the earlier stages. You foot the bill, but as you progress, there is money that's given to the clubs. For instance, in the group stages, and as you know, when you get to the semi-finals or you win, there's a prize money that you get. So in other words, that is supposed to then be a way of recouping that money. Hence, I was asking the chairman, did you lose more than you made in terms of where you got in terms of?
So essentially, everything that he got from CAF, if he got 500 from CAF, he spent 700. So either way, he didn't make the money. Let's go to Gabrielle. Gabrielle is out in Bushbuckridge. Gabrielle.
Hello, Francis, Mr. Andile, and all the audience.
What's up?
And the listeners, yes. Okay, Mr. I want to comment about the way SAFA is running our local football. I don't understand the last game of the match, Premier League, right? Then Maritzburg has to play against Sundowns. Then I don't understand the criteria they use, whereby Maritzburg play during the weekend while other teams play on weekend. What about if Maritzburg lost? What will be the implication of the games playing on weekend? It will be online and forth because they will be playing knowing that automatically Maritzburg, they are almost relegated, right?
But Gabrielle, this is not an every season occurrence. You can't move CAF games. And the DSC Premiership will come back to you and say, we had to do what we had to do based on what games were in front of us. I don't know if you understand.
Okay, fine. Let's take it further. Then if SAFA, they are really serious about supporting our local football, they should have cancelled that local Maritzburg and Sundowns game.
PSL, not SAFA.
Prepare properly to play the CAF semi-final. And they cancel the whole weekend games of our local football so that all you can concentrate on Sundowns game. You understand?
But then if you cancel all these games for the weekend, right? And I agree with you. I mean, it would have helped Sundowns, it would have helped Marumo. But you cancel all these games, it means you have to cancel the Nedbank Cup final as well. You have to move that up, which means, hold on. Which means then you have to cancel the playoffs. Then you have to move the playoffs as well, which means essentially that you're going to end up moving next season as well when it starts. Do you see what it does?
I do understand, but the return of the games, I don't think will be application of what we are looking for now recently. They should cancel the way they Maritzburg and Sundowns, concentrate only on the care for Sundowns. We got during the weekend whereby Tuesday Wednesday can be used for our local game to be played and cut and finished. All together, all last games must play at the very same time. Not one game plays finished and the 70 games then playing and the other one is in the relegation zone. They already played. You understand?
Right. No, I get you. Thank you so much, Gabriel, out in Bushbuckridge. Let's go to Sianda. Sianda is out in Durban. Sianda, hi, welcome.
Sure, Andy.
Hey, Mbappe to now. The three not always so wise men. Utin one.
Yes, but
Vinny Junior, yeah.
Yo, especially Spain.
Well, here's the truth. European football, particularly when you go to Italy and Spain, has always been like that. You can go back to as long as you want. It's always been like that. And, the powers that be don't seem ndaba or they want to do anything about it. So it will remain like that. You get, every time, Balotelli gets the red card. The black players get the red card. I think it was Lukaku as well gets the red card. Because once you retaliate,
yeah, but even though officially going to 10 minutes, we shouldn't get home protect.
That's the end out in Durban. What do you have there?
That's it.
Did you send me something?
Yes,
okay, I'll take a look at it. While we do, let's go to Jimmy out in Macau. Jimmy.
Mazola.
Jimmy.
Mazola Sawara mfana sikose bethale di-politicians.
Ai Andile maradi ba ka ditaba wa tseba ai.
Jimmy rena re go sekgowa bo Mazola ba se foster.
Andile ke re bana mo Mazola ba tsene dikolo. Nna tla was crying it's too different. I got two stories to tell me. My number one, I'm happy that Sundowns are finally. I'm not lying. It's not like phone or a picture. I have studied Amugaso. Like it is the dropping a thing. It's a Sundowns support and it's a police officer. Number two.
Rumulana, man.
Number two, Bobby Motaun. you say you sometimes Andile, you are saying that you are listening to this show. So coming next season, Bobby Mutaung, we need you most too long. When
Jimmy,
please come to the studio.
Jimmy,
question, just answer us.
Jimmy, let me take you out of your misery. Let me take you out of your misery, Jimmy. They're not coming here.
Yeah,
they're not coming here.
Why? What is the reason, Andile?
Because Jimmy, you've heard how we do interviews here. You've heard how we speak here, and I'm assuming that they clearly don't appreciate it. But I can tell you now that they're not coming here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and promise you Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not gonna do that because they're not coming here. I can tell you that now. They're not coming here. So let's move on. We've got enough here. I'm sitting right here on my right with football journalist of the season, crowned by Safja. I'm sitting here with one of the best referees that's ever refereed the game. I've got the best team here on the show. So congratulations, by the way, Mazola, on that one there. So don't worry about it. We'll carry on. But Jimmy, thank you so much out in Macau. The people would love to. I wish they would come. I wish they would come because the people would love to hear from them. This is the biggest platform anywhere on sports radio in South Africa. This is the only place where you get to speak to mass Kaizer Chiefs fans. I would love to have them here. I would love to have Kaizer Jr. here. I would love to have the coach and Bobby, all three of them sitting here, and we have conversations. It's not going to happen.
Like the coach says, maybe next season we can all come out better people.
I hope so. Lisibe, out in the Guruleni.
Yeah, Simlindile.
Lisibe, talk to me. Your friend is waiting for you.
No, today is off the hook, and good evening, three wise men. I greet you in the name of Spengler.
Hey.
Thank you, Lisiba.
So before Andile tells me that I've got 5 seconds, you know, Champions League is not for kids. There are two teams that I know from Europe. They dominate the league, and when it comes to Champions League, it's something different. I hope you understand. Lastly, Andile, I'm disappointed with how my team treated Tower. I would have expected him to play over the weekend, considering the fact that there was no meaningful significance to the game that we were going to play. To say a proper goodbye to after he has served us so well.
That's a good point, Kisibe. Thank you very much. Manda, you are the very last one. Faith has already given me, unfortunately there, you've saved us all. It's just gone 1 after the hour 7 from myself and my entire team. Congratulations once again to the Football Journalist of the Year. Given that award, of course, by the South African Football Journalist. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
And Ref, Soccer Zone this evening, yeah?
Yeah, Soccer Zone this evening.
You're there as well?
Yeah, I'm there as well. Off the bench.
What are synonyms for pendulous in English? Other words for pendulous: one dangling, drooping, pendant, sagging. But he didn't say pendulous. Did he say pendulous?
He said an S. Pendulous.
He said
spendiculon.
Spendiculous.
Do we still have that? Very quickly, find it there. Which one is it? It's spendiculon. Perhaps let's move this on to the next show. Faith, you can hear us.
Good evening, Andile.
What does this word mean?
Good evening, Andile and the studio crew. I'm totally taken aback by Rulani's grandiloquent speech.
There you go. Spendiculon. Thank you so much. We are here.
Tell us.
That's all me.